JJ, what am I doing here?
Decades before Keanu was jumping into America's heart, before Link was regular, then Toon, then regular again, a defining moment in video game graphics were unraveling before the world. Nixon was watergating, and movies Full Metal Jacket and Munich were streaming in 3D. Amongst all that madness, that was 1972, emerged P-O-N-G.
It's in the game.
The Western world was taken by storm. 2 bars and a dot. One of the earliest examples of what we understand now to be graphiques. It's primitive, but it's more than enough to convey what Pong was all about. 2 bars, the paddles, the dot, a ball. Pong, bitch. And I know, I can already hear them hollering, Cameron, you didn't mention the hypertension tonker that required an ant and a string and a really big bucket. And there's a simple explanation for that. It's because Welcome to the 8-bit era, fellas. We got boys, we got bikes, we got Kongs, bits, 8 of them. Do you need to know what they are? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Uh-oh. Sega said, oh, you think Nintendo do? Well, Nintendo fucking don't. Now you're in the 16-bit Sega world, bitch. Scratch that. Nintendo actually kinda do. Now things are getting hot! Wait, Sony do also? Times 2? That's 32 little bits. Now everything is 3D. We got FMVs and voice acting sometimes. What's better than this? Try 64 bits, motherfucker. We're getting quality textures and animations, but guess what? That's another one. Remember bits? Fuck bits. This is a new millennium, baby. Environments and character models are really starting to pop now. Charge it to the fucking game. Holy shit, things are starting to look real good. I don't know what to do. Wait, another bump? Oh shit, here we go! Ever since the 7th console generation, that jump in quality just couldn't match that same impact of earlier transitions. It is hard to compare the changing of whole dimensions to just general upscaling, but we've kind of hit this wall where everything is so visually stunning and running so smoothly that any progress in quality becomes indistinguishable. Just look at these side-by-side comparisons. Can you tell the difference? Which one's which? Gotcha, bitch! But herein lies the problem. Where do we go from here? Oh. Speaking of which, here's a little disclaimer. I'm probably wrong. It might just be that I'm biased, but if I'm thoroughly enjoying a game, I'm not going to be turned away if the graphics don't look spectacular. Fuck! Be that as it may, there wouldn't be this constant demand to update old classics with remakes and remasters if there wasn't some sort of graphical standard. More and more character designs and environments are favoring this realism approach opposed to more stylized ones. The latter of which mainly consists of long-running properties in like Nintendo or those of indie developers. And while I do personally prefer these over the former, there have been some gorgeous games that follow that realistic approach. Like these facial animations are pretty fucking insane, but I just don't understand why everyone is so goddamn toothy. Why is there so much fucking teeth? What is that? Who talks like that? Do you have fucking veneers? It's also a little telling that developers are deciding to use actors more frequently for their characters, kind of giving them a representative goal to reach. My main issue is that at a certain point, steering into this realism just isn't fun. Just look at Yakuza. Yeah, I get it. If I love Yakuza so much, why don't I just marry it? While the cutscenes may be beautiful in their own right, the in-game graphics almost look like they came from the PS3. And this isn't me trashing it. I don't mind it, and I don't think anybody's ever really complained about it before, because the visuals, while not impressive, kind of function as their own character. The city, the character designs, the fashion, it's all what makes Yakuza Yakuza. As neat as it may be to replicate real life, I'm not so sure I'm getting anything out of it short of, oh cool, look, that looks like a real proper lad. I question why we keep delving into this too. It's not children yearning for these lifelike takes, just look to what's most popular amongst that demographic. And most adult gamers are more concerned with the game's performance, which is understandable because how beautiful your game isn't gonna matter if I gotta slog through this bullshit to even see it. I do like the novelty of VR, but as it is now, it's definitely not accessible enough to warrant a whole industry to start bundling Oculuses with their already 1 month's rent of fucking machines. Oculuses? Oculi. Apparently the market for virtual reality is projected to double in the upcoming decade, but do I think it'll ever replace just sitting your ass down with a controller with your boys and a stogie? Nope. Gamers hardly had the patience for the Wii. What, every time I'm gonna wanna relax and play a game, I have to wanna strap on a helmet and punch the air until I jump headfirst into my own TV? And say what you want about whether violence does or doesn't impact young, precious minds, but I wouldn't know how to process walking in on my nephew wearing goggles and pantomiming choking the life out of an imaginary pedestrian. I'm not saying that every once in a while I wouldn't get the urge to enter that dimension, but it just isn't the next logical step.
Hey, so what's the point?
Like I said before, anticlimactic, huh? As far as technological advances go, I don't think we're far off from that aforementioned wall. You remember how it felt playing games like Final Fantasy VII, then all of a sudden Shenmue pops out of nowhere? That amazement at witnessing something so groundbreaking and new kind of just exists in a vacuum. And honestly, I feel like that's a good thing, because personally, I'd love to see a AAA game developer explore the medium the same way indie developers do. And to be fair, it isn't just Nintendo and indie devs anymore. I've seen visually unique things lined up for this next generation of consoles. It's almost like Sony is scrambling to find something to put on this PS5. Like, just fucking give it a minute. You see how fucking fast people bought this shit? They were gonna do that anyways. You know, I doubt we'll ever actually reach the point where photorealistic images on screen become the norm. I think the boring answer might be the correct one here. More than likely we'll see some progress here and there, just frequently less until it's not even a point of contention anymore. And like I said, that's not a bad thing. That's A-okay. It just leaves room for more unconventional and smaller developers to shine. Just let this be the last console generation for a while. Your boys gotta eat.